The last few weeks on the homestead have felt extremely busy with getting the garden planted, all of the chicks set into place, and our meat birds here. This week, I want to take you along and just do a few slow things in the garden, make some of my own homemade bread, and stick around if you want to see what a year's worth of grass-fed, locally raised beef looks like for our family. It's been about a little over 2 weeks. The beans are looking great. They're starting to get pretty tall, so I want to get the trellis in now before they get too tall and viney. This seems backwards, but I'm going to put the stakes in the bed first and then zip tie the fencing to the stakes in place. So that way I can work around the beans and I can get the stakes as deep as they need to be. And if the fencing goes like over the top, it's not a huge deal. And then I can have like just that much more fencing. So the stakes are in. I made sure to put them so that way these little hooks are facing towards the plant. So that way the fencing can go as close as possible. Careful here and not damage anybody. Alright, so the next step would be as these kind of grow a little bigger, I'll just come out here and train them to grow along this trellis. The next thing that I need to do, these are getting a little tall, so I want to run a string and do my first weave for my Florida weave. Alright, so I'm going to tie a string to this T-post. People I think do it when they're a little taller, but these are already kind of starting to go, so I'm going to do it at about 8 inches. And now I'm basically just going to weave it in and out. This has 2 main stems, so I'm going to weave it between those 2. I'm going to go behind this one, and then in front of this one. And then behind, and then in front, and then behind, around this T-post. And now I'm going to go in front of this one. And then behind this one. And I'm going to try and make sure and pull it pretty taut. And then in front of this one, behind this one, let's see, in front of this, and then behind my T-post, I'm going to tie a knot. Okay, same for this, but just that I don't have as many plants. For now, the goal is basically to come out here and do this once the tomatoes grow another 10 or so inches, and just do it again. Both of the methods of trellising that I'm doing this year are really simple, and I'm really liking them so far. I hated using cages last year, and a cattle panel is kind of expensive, so I'm enjoying this so far at least. The last thing that I want to do while I've got some time outside today is something I've been wanting to do for probably about a week now, and it's harvest the wild onions that are growing in our yard. They're growing all over, but the ones that are out there I kind of want to let go to seed so that way we have some next year. But there's this huge patch right here that I'm going to harvest at least the bigger ones of, and some behind me. So I have my trowel, I think this is called, because I've tried doing it by hand and they are really, really in there. The roots are so strong.
Oh, mama. Not a ton, but that's this 1 square inch. And look at how much is here.
Yeah, look at all this.
And we didn't plant this. I don't even know what this shit is.
This is all wild onion. So I need a shovel for sure. There we go. Am I ruining them? Good Lord. I ruined like 3 of these really big ones. I'm gonna put them down there, I don't know. That's upsetting. Put them back. I don't know, maybe they'll reroot. Okay, this is a huge bunch. Right here. This. So I need to dig that up. Oh my God. Look at that. All right, so this morning, what I'm gonna do here is pull back some of the mulch around the base of the onions. I mulched these when I first put them in because it was January 23rd, I believe, and we had a snowstorm a few days after. So I mulched them and covered them to protect them from that, and I've just kind of left the mulch, and I'm worried that was a mistake. I think they're supposed to be bulbing by now, and it doesn't really look like it, so I'm gonna pull the mulch away. Alright, so not too confident about the onions anymore, but I don't know, we still got 6 weeks, so maybe even longer. So I don't know, hopefully this helps. I just threw all this extra mulch on the potatoes because it's actually okay and good if they get covered. So the potatoes are doing fantastically. And I noticed recently, these are the red potatoes, and you can see there's kind of like a red hue to the leaves and the stems. So that's interesting. Oh, we've already got some yellowing and browning. That's a good sign that harvest is coming soon. Exciting. I'm gonna speed through pruning the lower leaves on these tomatoes so that they don't have any leaves touching the mulch. I also went through the other day and pruned off a lot of the suckers, but I'm gonna do any new suckers that have come up since then. This, let's see here, is a sucker. This one. And you can tell because there's a leaf. This is the main stem, here's a leaf, and this is growing at a 45-degree angle. So you want to take this off, or else that will vine off. You can actually root these, plant this in the ground, and it'll be its own tomato plant. But I have plenty, so I'm just going to compost it. Some people leave those on and let them go crazy, but I'm trying to have a pretty contained tomato vines, so I'm only letting it go to one main stem. This morning, or today in general, I have a lot of dough that I need to make to get, you know, just kind of restock back on our pantry stuff. I need to do whole wheat brioche dough so that way I can make bread and dinner rolls. I've been really enjoying having English muffins in the morning, so I'm gonna try and get English muffin dough made as well. The first thing I'm getting started on is my honey wheat brioche because that is what we need most. And it takes longest to rise because it's an enriched dough. So what we're gonna do is first make the tongjang in the pot. Usually I do it in the microwave, but this is a larger batch, so it's still a little easier to do it in the skillet while I'm kind of getting everything else measured out. Hi. So we're going for 50 grams of white flour, essentially bread or all-purpose. And then we're gonna do 250 grams of whole milk. A little too much, that's all right. I'm gonna whisk out all the clumps and then put it on the stove at like low, medium, low heat. You don't want it to go too fast because it cooks. It's like nothing happens and then all of a sudden it's completely cooked. So you just want to watch it. So the recipe calls for 2 eggs, but that's 2 large eggs equaling about 50 grams each. I'm working with some little baby eggs here, so I'm probably gonna do 3 small eggs, and if it's a little bit more than 100 grams total, it's not the worst thing in the world. Whoa. Okay, so I actually just kind of scrambled this up. I'm gonna pour off some of it and I'll just give it to the dogs. Eggs. That was actually exactly the amount that I need. Next, I'm gonna pour in 80 grams of sugar. I would like to start making this with honey, but I don't have any local honey right now and the farmer's market hasn't opened for the year yet. So we're doing sugar right now. Once the tongjang is done, it basically looks like this. It's like nice and thick. Now we're gonna put 120 more grams of milk into this. I like to do it into the tongjang so that way it cools down the tongjang before I put it into my eggs. And I kind of do it in little increments so that way it doesn't like get lumpy. I've got my bread machine pan that has the eggs and the sugar already in it. And I'm just gonna pour the tongjang milk mixture in. 14 grams of salt in with the wet ingredients. I'm gonna give it a little whisk to kind of just get it started. And now I'm gonna do the butter. It calls for 110 grams of soft butter. I've got my Kerrygold. That's been sitting out. $360 grams of white flour, bread flour, or all-purpose. 200 grams of wheat flour going in. And now we're gonna do 14 grams of yeast. I do like to add a little we are gonna put this in the bread machine. Good job. Good job. Alrighty, so I'm gonna let that run on the dough cycle. I'm gonna let it run until it's done kneading in about 30 minutes. And then I'm actually gonna transfer it out of the bread maker and put it into a larger bowl because this dough is too much dough for my bread machine, even to rise it. Put it over there still, yes. So here's my dough. Boom. Take the paddle out. Take my rings off. I do not have time to get more dough going right now, but that is all right. I'm just gonna put that on pause. Oops. My oiled bowl, I oil the top, and then I put it down. $12.77, so that's $6.37. $6.25, I'll take that. And $6.55, I'll take it. So now what I do, the reason why I do it like that is so that way I've got an easy to work with rectangle for the loaf, and then I just make rolls out of these. You're done? This is gonna take a long time to prove. Probably like 4 or 5 hours, to be honest. It's still really cold and I've knocked all of the air out of it, so it's gonna take a while. So now we've got 625 grams of dough to work with to make 12 rolls. That means each roll is gonna be 52 grams. What are you doing? Uh-huh. That's a brush. just do the old. 58.
Good job.
Bread, almost. It's still bread dough. These are proved. I got the oven heating up. The bread is not quite there. It needs to go a little while longer. I'm afraid that I just kind of degassed it, to be honest, but whatever. I'm just gonna cover this while the rolls bake and bake this after, so that way it proves up a little bit longer. I feel like the last time I made this and the dough was cold, it didn't prove long enough, so I'm just gonna have it go, bless you, a little longer. The rolls are about to come out. I just put them in for a couple more minutes. And the loaf is looking nicely proved. That's the loaf. She's looking gorgeous. I'm trying to be very gentle. I had to pop a couple bubbles because, like, I don't want huge air bubbles because this is going to be sandwich bread, you know. So now that looks more even anyway. All right, rolls are coming out. Sandwich bread is going in. Beauties. Bread in. Okay. 25 minutes, and then I'm gonna check it and rotate it. Actually, yeah, 23. Just want to show you guys how nice the crumb is on this loaf of bread. That's the full loaf. It looks like it's such a beautiful and soft sandwich loaf. Honestly, this is probably one of my favorite bread recipes that I've ever come across. So I've been loving this. It's been holding up really well. Alrighty, so this morning I have to shape and finish off my English muffin dough. Look at that nice big old bubble in the middle. I'm gonna pop it. Love that. Okay, so I am supposed to get 16 English muffins out of this. I'm not really gonna be that precise, and I'm not gonna weigh all of these. These bad boys are looking nice and puffy now. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in and turn it on. And they just start to cook as this thing heats up. And I'm just gonna turn it on to 325. And then these guys, I'm just gonna, same deal, go turn on the stove, like medium low heat. I'm gonna take these now and I'm going to transfer them to a baking sheet and get them into the oven so they can finish baking. Hi, who are you saying bye to? I'm gonna put those in for about 6 minutes just to make sure that they're done baking. They got a little bit deflated. I think I was a little overzealous on how many I put on the actual griddle at one time, but whatever, it's not a huge deal. I just wanted them to finish cooking in the oven. I just got a text from the local beef rancher, I guess, who I order our beef from, and he said our order is finally ready. It's been like delayed for like a week and a half because he was having issues at the processing plant, and it wasn't his fault. He actually gave us some free cuts earlier in the week, but we're gonna go pick it up and get 60 pounds of beef, and I'm so excited. Hi, stay inside. Okay, so this is our order of 1/8 or about 60 pounds of beef. Almost half of it as ground beef because we eat a lot of ground beef in our family. And then the rest I did steaks, some roasts, and a couple of other cuts. So I'm just gonna go through it, get it organized. I've got 2 milk crates that I'm going to organize the beef in to put it in the freezer. Alrighty, so this is beef suet. I've never done this before, but I plan on rendering this down and getting the tallow from it so that we can cook with it. This whole box is 1 pound packages of ground beef. This is the other box of ground beef. So 25 pounds total of ground beef. Alrighty. Oh my God, it's a porterhouse? He hooked it up, okay. 2 bone-in ribeye steaks. Both are about 1.5 pounds. Boneless sirloin, 1.26 pounds. Tri-tip, a strip steak. 2 porterhouse here. 2 more strip steaks. So was that a strip? Oh yeah, so we got 3 New York strips. This is 1 ossobuco, and I know I've got some other ossobuco in another box. 4 ossobuco total, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 flank steak, skirt steak. Got a cubed beef steak. Oh, this is a sirloin. All right, and here we go. Last box. This is gonna be like roasts and bones. So we've got rump roast, chuck roast, bone-in, marrow bones, and we've got beef ribs, cut short ribs. Alrighty, so that is our 60 pounds of grass-fed, locally raised beef. I'm hoping that this is gonna last us for the year. We may need to stock up on ground beef probably halfway through the year. We've got a beautiful amount of steaks here. some nice roast. I'm so excited about these short ribs. Honestly, I had no idea that he was putting these in here. I'm very excited about them. Goes to show, good things come to those who wait. Our order was delayed by like, I think originally we were supposed to pick it up on Wednesday of last week, and now it's Friday. So like a week and a half. And like I said, it wasn't even his fault. There was just a delay at the processor. They had like mislabeled it. He would actually, something happened. He was still waiting on our order, but he had another carcass that he got butchered for us, and he told us that this is better than what we would have gotten. So I'm really happy. This makes me feel very secure. And I'm just really happy to be feeding my family some really good quality meat. So let's go ahead and get this all put into my milk crates. And it's probably gonna be ground beef in one and everything else in the other. Heavy. Okay, and now we're gonna do steaks in this one. All right, I'm gonna take these and put them in the freezer. Deal with that later.